Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we're going to be making super simple cinnamon rolls. So let's get started. And the reason why I'm wearing my workout clothes is because I'm going to quickly get a workout in while we're waiting for the bread to rise, the dough to rise. So it's a perfect opportunity for you to check out one of my workout videos on my channel as well. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, let's get started. So first we're going to grab a big bowl, and today I'm using my stand mixer, but you can make this recipe by hand as well. So we're going to start combining our dry ingredients in this bowl, and then we're going to combine our wet ingredients in this bowl. So let's get started. Alright, so we're starting with 3.5 cups of flour. Next we're adding 1 teaspoon of salt, and I'm using pink salt here. Adding 2 plus 1/4 teaspoon of instant or active dry yeast. Let's whisk it together. Alright, let's combine our liquid ingredients now. Alright, so we're starting with 1.5 cups of almond or any other non-dairy milk of your choice. And lastly, 1/4 cup of liquid sweetener. So I'm using liquid jaggery here, but you can use honey if you're not vegan, or maple syrup, whichever of the three that you like. I'm just going to add 1.5 teaspoons of coffee to my liquid ingredients because I want to infuse that coffee flavor to give my cinnamon rolls a little edge. But you can feel free to opt out or put in any other flavorings of your choice. If it's a dry ingredient, add it to your dry mix, or if it's a wet ingredient, you can add it in here. So about 1.5 teaspoons. And now microwave this for 20 seconds twice. Alright, so I'm done microwaving this. We're just going to give it a quick stir. And I'm also going to infuse a little bit of vanilla into these cinnamon rolls. I'm just adding a splash, so maybe 1.5 teaspoon, depending on the strength of your extract. And then just stir that in as well. And let's go ahead and add this now to our dry ingredients. Alright, so now I'm going to bring the dough together in my stand mixer, but you can also do this by hand. Alright, so the dough is now ready. Let's roll it into a ball. Alright, so the dough is almost ready. Let's knead it into a ball. The ball's looking good. So I'm going to temporarily transfer this to another bowl. Just clean this bowl up a little bit. We're going to spray it with a little bit of oil, and then we'll put the dough back in this to put it in the warm oven to let it rise for 2 hours. Alright, so I'm just pouring about a tablespoon of oil in here, and I'm just going to use my hand, but you can feel free to use the spray as I mentioned earlier. So just coating the bowl with oil to make sure that the dough doesn't stick to it. Alright, perfect. And now we're just gonna give it one final knead. And then I'm just going to turn it into a ball. Just use that oil. Alright, perfect. And now we're gonna plop this in our bowl. So we're going to let this proof now for 1.5 to 2 hours, basically till it doubles in size. So you want to put this in a dry and warm place, and I'm going to go ahead and finish my workout. So let's be here soon. Alright, so the dough is almost done rising. I am done with my workout and I'm showered and I'm all ready for a fresh cinnamon roll. So let's go ahead and put everything together. So first we're going to prepare the filling for our cinnamon roll. We have about 5 to 10 minutes left for the 1.5 hours to be done for the rice. So let's get that together. So in a microwave safe bowl, I have about 3/4 cup of vegan butter, 3/4 cup of vegan brown cane sugar, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, and 1 teaspoon of coffee powder, because I've infused that coffee flavor into these cinnamon rolls, so I'm keeping that flavor palette consistent. So let's go ahead and microwave this and then combine it, and then we can get the dough. Alright, so the vegan butter is melted completely, and now we're just going to use a spatula to bring it all together. Alright, now that that's done, let's go ahead and get the dough out. Alright, so before we turn the dough out on our working surface, just sprinkle it with a little bit of flour. Alright, now let's roll it out. Alright, so that's looking good now. I have it rolled out to this lovely rectangular shape, and now we're going to put our filling on this. So just giving it a stir, and then we're just going to spread it out. Alright, so that's done, and now let's go ahead and start rolling it up. Alright, so let's start rolling up the dough. Flour your hands, and then go ahead and roll it. Alright, so that's looking good. And I like to tuck the edges of my rolls, so I'm just going to do that. And let's go ahead and cut this up, but first we need to get our baking dish ready. So I'm going to be baking it in this dish today. I'm just generously coating the sides with a little bit of oil. Looking good, just to prevent the rolls from sticking to the bowl, to the dish. And now let's go ahead and start cutting it up. That looks gorgeous. Last cut will go in the center. Pinch the edges off, and that is ready for its second rise. Alright, so before we put it in the oven, which is just slightly warm with just the oven light on, we're going to cover it again with a damp cloth so it retains its moisture and doesn't dry out. And now we're going to pop it in the oven. We're going to keep it in the oven now for half an hour. In the meantime, let's get our caramel sauce ready. Alright, so now let's take the rolls out of the oven and preheat the oven to 175 degrees Celsius. Alright, let's take a look at the rolls while we're waiting for the oven to preheat. Oh wow, they look gorgeous and they look gigantic, which is only going to end up with them being even more delicious, and one sizable portion for one person. So let's wait for the oven to preheat and then pop these in the oven. Alright, so the oven is done preheating to 175 degrees Celsius. We're going to pop the rolls in the oven now for 30 minutes and then they'll be ready to douse in caramel, not quite ready to eat yet. Okay, so the cinnamon rolls are now ready. Let's go ahead and take them out of the oven. And they look incredible. While they cool down, let's transfer caramel sauce to a pourable jug. Alright, so we're going to pour some of this caramel sauce on top of our rolls while they're hot, and then they are basically ready to eat. But what I'm going to do is cover mine with some foil and actually keep them overnight covered so the flavors develop even more, and I'm basically going to have a delicious cinnamon roll for breakfast tomorrow morning. So if you like this recipe, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I hope you guys end up making these vegan cinnamon rolls. They're refined sugar free and they're really healthy. Well, comparatively healthy, but they're definitely really yummy, and I hope you guys had fun making these with me. I know I did, and don't forget to check out the rest of the videos on the channel as well. Bye.